We are looking at a major winter storm expected for much of the southern U.S., including areas like Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Virginia are all in risk for freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Much of the more farther north areas like Oklahoma and Missouri, and also areas like North Carolina and Virginia can expect more snow. Possibly up to 1 to 2 feet of snow is expected. Possibly 16 plus inches of snowfall is being popped up on the latest model runs. And we are looking at possibly an inch or two of freezing rain for areas like central Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama and Georgia in the southern areas of those states. We can see here on our 500 millibar height wind, we have a low pressure system right here in the Pacific that's going to make landfall in California, and it is going to attach to our main jet stream right here, and that is going to drag it out east until eventually it goes off land. But while it is dragging the jet stream, it is bringing all this moisture from the Pacific with it, and is bringing that freezing rain, sleet, and snow from much of the southern U.S., the south central U.S., and the southeast U.S. are expecting a major winter storm from this event. I'm going to break them all down in today's forecast. Let's get started now. There's our total snowfall on the GFS from now into the 26th. We can see the dark purple area, dark pinkish purple area, is where there is 15 plus inches of snow across this entire line right here, stretching from northwest Texas all the way to northern North Carolina and West Virginia areas. It is a very big winter storm and major snow event that is incoming. There's one model popping up. I'll be showing three models in this video: the GFS, the European, and the Canadian weather model. Let's go look at our freezing rain totals on the GFS, and then I will go take a look at the Euro and also the Canadian weather model. Here's our total freezing rain from now until the 26th. You can see these bluish areas. That is where we're expecting 1 to 2 inches of freezing rain. Freezing rain, the moment it hits ground, it instantly freezes. So if this falls on the road, if this actually comes true, which it most likely will, as we are only a couple days out at this point, this would be catastrophic. This would cause most likely power outages, many issues with driving. You would not be able to drive on streets. It would be very, very dangerous. Your car would likely slip off the road, or you would slip out. This is a very dangerous situation. Definitely have to be very weather aware for this situation. But we are looking at areas in central Texas, Louisiana, central Mississippi, and Alabama areas, and even central Georgia are all expecting 1 to 2 inches of freezing rain. That's a total freezing rain from now into the 26th. Not much difference. I was on the 27th. Sorry about that. But very cold temperatures are also coming with this. So 1 to 2 feet of snow, about 16 inches of snow expected or more, 1 to 2 inches of freezing rain, and even sleet is expected. Let me show you a quick breakdown of what area they're going to be seeing what. And then I'll go look at the European model and the Canadian weather model to see if they agree. Here's our precipitation type and rate on the GFS model. We can see on the 24th, we can see snow for Oklahoma and northern Texas. The purple area, that is sleet, and the pink is freezing rain. As we go ahead in time, to see that snow start to get in the northern U.S. areas like Kentucky, Tennessee, those type of areas, in North Carolina, Virginia, eastern Ohio, central Ohio areas even. And you can see much of the southern U.S., like the far, far south U.S., is getting areas with freezing rain, sleet, mixed with snow and rain at the same time. It's a very dangerous condition, especially with this very cold temperatures. But let's go take a look at our European model. It's showing for our precipitation type and rate, which I'm showing right now. Our snowfall, our freezing rain, and I will also look at the same for the Canadian. Here's our precipitation type and a rate on the European model. Let's go ahead in time. The 24th, 25th. It does not show as big of a risk, basically. Kind of shows more mix. Doesn't show as much freezing rain is the main thing. Or sorry, not as much sleet. It does not show as much sleet. The pink area is still freezing rain, but it still shows that blue. It does not show as much sleet is what the European model is showing. But still shows the snow and freezing rain in about the same areas. So not much of a difference there. Let's look at our total snowfall, see if it agrees with the GFS. Here's our total snowfalls on the European model. Basically agrees with the GFS with its long line, except for it has a little bit less in some areas. Like in western Texas, it has about 7 to 8 inches. Northwest Texas, 7 to 8 inches. And it stretches from that area to all the way into areas in Pennsylvania. It was the European model. So European model has it going a little bit farther north, but does still have isolated areas like the border of Oklahoma and Missouri with 15 inches of snow. Areas like North Carolina and West Virginia having 14 to 15 inches of snow. Same with the border of northern Tennessee and southern Kentucky having 13 to 14 inches of snow in those areas too. I'm not able to look at the freezing rain on this model, but I suspect it would be the same. It's about the same as the GFS and Euro are very close. They are agreeing on mainly the same thing. Let's take a look at our Canadian. Here's our precipitation type / rate, showing the what's the difference between what is snow, what is rain, what is sleet, and what is freezing rain. So this is a very different, not a huge difference actually, but it has that sleet area, has more sleet for areas like Tennessee and in northern Kentucky and southern Oklahoma, unlike the other models which had the sleet not even reaching past the Texas border. But we can see it still shows that snow for most of Oklahoma. Let's go farther out, showing snow for Arkansas and areas like Kansas on the Canadian weather model, and even shows more snow. This basically has it more north. Has it mainly being rain for the central and southern areas in Alabama and Georgia, and then it has areas like Tennessee and Kentucky getting mixed with snow, sleet, and freezing rain, and much of the East Coast getting sleet and freezing rain also, and it has the Midwest getting snow. So a very different model, very different outcome here. It's kind of the outlier here, but let's look at our total snowfall on this model. Here's the total snowfall on the Canadian model. Again, I wouldn't believe this too much. This is a big outlier compared to the other model. This is very highly, I'm not going to go over this too much. I just highly doubt it's going to happen with 8 inches in Oklahoma, 10 to 8 inches in Oklahoma, Kansas, and also in areas in Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, even areas like Virginia getting 30 inches of snow. I really doubt it's going to happen. I do not think at all for a second this is going to happen. I do not think we're going to get 30 inches of snow in Virginia. This is definitely a possibility. It's a very, 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 very rare outcome. So I don't think for sure that it will happen. But that's going to be all for this video. I'm going mainly off what the Euro and the GFS are showing. They're more accurate models too and more reliable models. I just want to show to see if the Canadian model was showing anything similar to them, but it's definitely not. The Canadian model is usually one of our biggest outliers, but sometimes it does agree with the GFS and Euro, so I want to check that and show that to you guys. But I would definitely not believe the Canadian model that much. I will probably make another forecast video in a few days once our short range models are showing this event. But that's going to be all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment your state or city down below, and I'll tell you guys if you guys can expect snow or sleet or freezing rain or just rain from this event.